variables in C. So in C there are different kinds of variables, right? The three main variables are this integer, and then we have float, and then we have char. What do you mean by int or integer? It just stores whole number in it, right? It stores numbers like 1, 2, 3, or 100, or 1000, or whatever, right? In float, it will store decimal numbers like 1.2, 1.5, 0.6, or like this. In char, we store characters like A, or the capital A, or small b, or whatever, right? So these are the different. These are three main variables, and integer stores whole numbers. Let me write it: whole numbers. Float stores decimal numbers. Okay. Character stores characters like A, capital A, B, and all those. Okay. So let us see how you can use variables in a program. Okay. So see, let me write a program first. So look at here. This is the program which I have wrote. So here I have not written the header file as tag include studio, which you have to write here. Okay, I have not written that. Okay, so this is an integer. Okay, and in the right int we are saying that okay, we need a variable which will store a whole number, and here it is x. So x is our variable which will store a whole number, which is 2. Again int y is another variable and it will store 3, and I have taken a float. So float is not going to store whole number. Even if it store whole number, it will store in such a way. Suppose you are storing 2, so it will store 2.0 instead of 2. Even if it will print, you will see 2.0 instead of 2. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm getting z, this one, I'm doing a calculation. This is an operation. Okay, I'm doing a division here. So y divided by x, so how much is that? 3 divided by 2, you're going to get 1.5, and 1.5 we can't store it in integer because integer only store whole numbers. So that is why I create a variable called float, and I'm storing 1.5 here. Okay, and then in the last video we have studied about print f. So it is just printing the value here. Okay, and the output will be 1.5. By the way, if you're wondering what is this thing, so these are called comments. So these will not alter. Okay, whatever you're writing here, it will be ignored by the compiler. And compiler is something which compiles a program and gives output. Okay, so these are variables. Let's do another example as well. Okay, so let's do it here itself. Let me erase these things. Okay, so let's take, we want to add two numbers. Okay, so we want to add two floating number. Okay, so take float, we're taking a variable float, and we're assigning value here itself, or we can assign it while runtime, that we can do, but here as we are beginners, so let go step by step, and we are writing just 2.5. Okay, we will add here. So how we perform this addition? So we will add it and store it in a float itself. Okay, so that is why I'm declaring a variable here. We need to declare variable before using it. Okay, so z here, and now what is z? X plus y. Then it will be how much? It will be 3 and 4. It will be 4.0. Now just print it. Print f percentage t, and then z. So you might be wondering why I wrote percentage t. So I'll tell you what is percentage t here. If you want to print an integer. Okay, sorry, if you want to print a float, it will be f. Okay, if you want to print a floating value, you should be write percentage f for floating value. If you want to print a integer, it should be percentage t, then it will print integer. If you want to print a character, it will be percentage c for character. So similarly, there are a few other so for these three are mainly used, so I just saw you these things. Okay, so that's it for today, and we'll learn more things in the other video. Thank you.